Hey, everybody. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Hey, guys. How's everybody going? Good? Okay. We have a lot of guests today. I was expecting two other people who have both come down sick who will not be here, but we do have 5 other people that are waiting, possibly 6. I think one of my guests invited somebody. We'll see if they show up or not. Okay, guys, here we go. So we're going to start off in the order of which they arrived. How's that? We're going to start off with Avid Gardner.
Hi, Sue.
Hey, sweetheart, how's your Christmas been?
Yeah, it's been good. Oh, I think I've got your thing on in the background. I'll just close that. Otherwise, I'll feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, Christmas has gone well. How's your Hanukkah gone?
I saw Graham earlier. Is he still there? Is he going to join us?
He's not feeling that well tonight, so no, he's in the background.
All right. All right. Next up that arrived next is the fabulous Duchess of North Sussex. I love the headpiece. Oh my God.
I had to put something on.
That's so cool.
It's Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's coming. So I had to put a little something sparkly on. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Sue. Hi, everybody.
Where'd you get that?
And I'm going to get made fun of for this, and I really don't care. Claire's has like the cutest little headbands for like $10, and they're just
I'm going to have to go to Claire's now.
They're so cute. They're so cute. So I definitely suggest going there. Like I have like a ton of them. They're like the cutest things in the whole world.
And how's your Christmas going so far?
My Christmas has been good. It's quiet. It's just my dad, or my dad's gone, and we don't have really much like extended family. There's neither my brother or I have any kids, and so it's pretty quiet, and I'm okay with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I know all about the no extended family. I'm all
right.
in there.
Well, there's just not many people. There's just not many to celebrate with, but we have all of you guys and everything.
It's okay. We have all of us.
I was so happy that Abbott, I was telling Sue, I was thinking about doing like a Christmas live also. I'm like, I should do something, but I don't really want to get into too much over the break. I've got a lot of stuff planned for after the break, but I didn't want to get into too much over the break. I should do live. And then Sue said, hey, do you want to come on with Abbott and Graham and everybody? I'm like, yes. So
here she is. All right, the next person that arrived in order, Steph, the alternate.
Hey up, everyone.
Hey
up,
Steph.
Sue. Hey up, Fiona. Hey up, Duchess and Sussex.
Hello,
How you all
Steph.
doing?
And how's your Christmas been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Oh, so wonderful. I put up more lights in my house this year just to get even more in the Christmas festive spirit. And yeah, I've eaten a lot. My consultant at Slimming World is not happy with me right now.
Oh my God.
What have you had to eat? Anything and everything?
A shit ton of food that really I'm not allowed to eat if I'm wanting to lose weight. So there we go.
The stuff that you're not allowed to eat always tastes so much better.
I know, right?
Okay, yeah. The next person who's here, Trevor Colt.
Hey.
Hi, Trevor.
Hi, ladies.
How are you?
Trevor,
you seem a little bit shy, Trevor.
How's your Christmas been, Trevor?
4 strong, independent women.
Yeah, I was about to say, how's it going for you, Trev?
It's quiet.
Trevor's the luckiest guy on earth.
I'm gonna have to watch what I say here with you 4.
No, I think Blair's right. I think you're the luckiest man on the planet right now.
You ought to be sitting here looking at you 4.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not.
Your friend that you invited, I don't want to give her name, but your friend that you invited, is she going to make it or not going to make it?
I'm hoping she's going to be sliding in.
Okay, we hope.
Yeah.
We did have 2 other people scheduled. You guys know who they were. Both of them earlier in the day contacted me. They're both not feeling well, probably overeating. I think one is exceedingly tired from having children in the house that aren't normally there. She was going to bed early. Everybody's exhausted. It's that time of the year. So for right now, we have just the 5 of us.
I had what was going around, and it was like it
Oh,
wasn't so.
heard.
I mean, it wasn't like so bad. I mean, it wasn't like I was like deathly ill. It just would not go away, and I was really, really, really tired. And like I thought it went away from my. I thought it went out of my head for 2 days. Like I felt better, and then it went into my chest, and then I just could not get rid of it. I had to go to the doctor, and it makes you really tired.
What are you talking about, Blair? Are you talking about turkey or something? It sounds like you're talking
No,
about food.
the cold. There's like I don't know. At least everybody in America is sick. I know everybody
Actually,
in America is sick.
there is some stuff going around in this area, but I have been quite fortunate. I didn't catch it. Unfortunately, my husband did, and he's been flat on his back for 2 days.
Yeah,
It's like having another child in the house.
he loves it.
Your husband been flat on his back for about 6 months. Don't blame that on a flu.
Oh my God. I think he misses the children. You know, he'll yell out their names, go get me this, go do that. And now I'm the only one here. So of course I get it.
That's what men do. We don't need a flu for that. We like people to get things for us.
Yes, we've seen that.
Grifters. They're men are such grifters when they get sick. Huge grifters. Grifters.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Trevor's like, that's right.
Mhm.
That's
Rabbit,
right.
have you been eating things you're not supposed to eat?
Not really. Just a turkey and a soup. I made turkey soup. We're going to have turkey soup for days.
That actually sounds really good.
It's okay. I'm not a big eater. I don't like
I
food.
am. That's my problem.
Yeah, I don't eat chocolate, sugar, and I don't like look forward to cooking or the smell of food. I just eat when my fuel tank's low.
Oh my God. Well, if any of you saw my video today, you saw that I received a package, and when I opened it up, there was a huge box of chocolate covered pecan clusters. There's like, I mean, the box is this big, like huge box, a box of peanut brittle, and a box of gelt.
Gelt?
Gelt.
Gold?
The
Gold
Jewish
ball?
thing. Chocolate covered coins.
Yeah, that's what I was going to dust
Yeah.
get.
The gelt. So, huge
Gelt.
box full of gelt for me to give out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, we're still in the middle of Hanukkah. So
That's good. So wait, you guys give each other a gift every night, is that right? And then like the big one at the end, that's
well, it's supposed to be one gift a night for 8 nights. But as you get older, you know, when the kids were younger, of course, they got 8 small gifts. Then as they got older, like my oldest son 1 year got 2 gifts. One of them was a PlayStation something, and the other one was a laptop computer. And that was all he got. And now, like my youngest son this year had a combination birthday Hanukkah gift of Lasix that he had over the summer. So he's not getting anything else. Like he's done.
Again,
And
give him some Das Geld.
Lasix.
Give
I
him
gave
Das
him
Geld.
$4,700 Lasix because his eyesight was so bad he couldn't see 3 feet in front of him without his glasses. He was just blind. So we got him Lasix. Now he's got perfect 20/20 vision.
a gift every night for 8 nights.
Yes.
I might transition to be Jewish soon.
Could you imagine Trevor with a cold or the flu during Hanukkah?
No.
Demanding gifts and
No.
gifts
Again.
every night and extra special attention.
So Trevor, what did you get this year from your significant other for Christmas?
I got an air fryer.
You got her an air fryer?
No,
Or
I got one.
she gave you an air fryer.
Yeah, I like to cook.
Well, that's perfectly fine as a gift. I think that's nice. What did you give her? A
You
ring?
see, the live, it's going to be all over Twitter.
A ring?
I
Gave her a ring?
exactly. No, it wasn't any of those things. Okay, it wasn't any of those things. It wasn't jewelry.
Oh.
It was a trip somewhere to meet family members soon.
Oh, that's so nice. That's
Cute.
thoughtful.
Oh God, here we go. She's going to visit family members very soon, and I'm
He's
sure.
allowed.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I got it with money I earned, not money I raised.
Oh, God, yes.
Those people's heads are going to explode from this live tonight. Their heads are gonna explode. All their favorites are in one spot.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy. Fiona knows all the different things because I speak to her about things privately. But if I've got something and I don't need it, I'll give it away. But I don't hoard shit. Excuse me. And I mean that with money as well. If I've got money, I share it.
I think that's a lovely sentiment, especially at this time of the year.
It's not. It's not because I'm good. It's because I've done so many bad things that I know I'm going to hell. I just want to make sure that when I get there, there's a mattress.
A mattress?
I want the devil to look after me, Blair.
Make sure there's a mattress. I get it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Steph, what did you get from your significant other? Let's move on. For Christmas.
It's still in the mail coming to me.
So
yeah, it didn't come for Christmas in time. So
you don't know what it is yet.
I still don't know what it is. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
What did you give your significant other?
A buttload of clothes.
Nothing wrong with that either. Clothing's expensive.
Tell me about it. But I'm kind of like gently pushing him in the direction of, dressing nicely and, fashion and all that lot, just
You're redressing him. You're redressing
making
him.
Look good. So when I look good, he looks good as well,
He's getting a
It's fun.
makeover.
In a direction of One Direction, then that'll be good.
I never liked One Direction. It's not my kind of music, mate.
Oh my God, that's too funny. Okay, Blair, I know you have a very small family.
Yeah.
Did you get your mother anything?
We don't do it's like when we need or want something, we just go get it year round. So it's just really, my mother, my brother, and I just, went to dinner and cooked dinner on, went to dinner on, I think Christmas Eve, and then cooked dinner and just being together. He came to stay for a couple days, and, it's like, nobody needs anything. It's like, there's nothing. No,
I get it. Because
get her anything.
No, I get it. I really do.
You wouldn't want me to get her anything. I didn't want. My brother's like, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, "No."
No, you have everything. I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I get that one.
Yeah.
There's
I got
really
enough
nothing
stuff
wrong.
as is. I have to get rid of stuff. Like it's like
Trevor.
I don't want anything.
Give it away. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I do have to do one of those big go through, get rid of stuff things. And then like I've done that a bunch of times. I get rid of stuff, and then it's like I still have so much stuff. And I feel like I got rid of everything.
Yeah, the biggest time I've ever done a real get rid of stuff was when we moved. Oh my God, did I get rid of stuff? I just put stuff up, and my neighbors all came and picked it up and took it away. So I managed to get rid of a lot of stuff then.
You don't need to do it.
Yeah, that was a good way to clean out. Avid, what did Graham get you this year?
The first time I got a present off him in 25 years. I got a telescope.
A telescope.
Yeah, really
Nice.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, actually. And what do you
like Lev was saying, we don't really need anything. So Graham and I never really give each other presents. I got him the cheapest on-air sign I could find, and it's really shit. It came with a lead about this long. So, and it's not like battery, you can turn it on, it has to be plugged in. I had no idea that for once he was going to buy me a telescope.
That is.
And what
so
did you give
cool.
Graham? What did you give Graham?
An on-air sign, a really cheap, awful one.
I need one of those. Jumbo bought me one of those once, and I couldn't get it to work for some reason. It was really cool. I bet he loved that.
It's got a really, really short lead, so it has to be plugged into the computer. So there's no way you can see it.
I am the same. I am the same way as multiple of you. I have everything, and I give like so. Like when I got my ring this year for our 25th wedding anniversary, that was also my birthday gift and my Christmas gift all wrapped into one. So it was 3 gifts wrapped into one, and I was fine with that.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm like, I was fine with that. I'm like what Duchess of Narcessic said. I don't need anything. You know, when it's funny when you don't have the money, you can find 50 things that, oh my God, I'd love to have this. And as soon as you have the money where you could buy it,
Yeah.
you don't see anything you need.
Right. Yeah.
Is that right? That's not just me.
I remember I'd like walk, back when I was younger or first started working, years and years ago, I'd walk around the mall and I'd like want everything. And then finally, when I like had money to buy stuff, I'm like, I don't want any of this stuff. It's like, you want everything when you can't have it, but
Exactly. And then when you can have it, then you don't want it.
you just don't want it. Now, can all you guys cook? Because I can cook a mean peanut butter and jelly, but that's about it. I
Trevor
can't.
cooks. You cook, Trevor, don't you?
Well, I can clearly do more than make a sandwich, Blair. But
I can't.
I made Christmas dinner.
You made Christmas dinner?
Well, I had help from Gwen, but I made it.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, so you can cook. You made Christmas dinner. What did you make for dinner?
I did gammon in the oven. I did a roast turkey with stuffing inside it. I did a duck with orange sort of stuffing. I did a cranberry stuffing. I did the roast potatoes, the roast carrots, the roasted parsnips. I did everything. I made it all. Made sure it was all.
Now, you guys don't do Thanksgiving in the UK, right? Avid, Trevor, and Steph. You guys don't do like Thanksgiving, right?
No.
Okay. So we do, right, like a month before Christmas, we do the turkey, the stuffing, the cranberries. We do everything that you do, but we do that for Thanksgiving.
I've been to Thanksgiving dinner. I used to know an American guy that lived near me, invited my whole family for Thanksgiving one year, and then he turned out to be a fucking stalker, didn't he? For the next 3 years after.
I was going to say that one, that American guy, that guy.
Yes,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God. Okay. Steph, can you cook?
Yes. I'm Italian as well, so hell yeah, I can cook. On Christmas Eve, I made Mr. Fox and I like a little mini Christmas meal. So I did like a nice little piece of joint of gammon with orange, some mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables, pigs in blankets. Tomorrow,
that's a mini meal.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of your community posts. You put a picture up of one of your dinners.
Yeah,
and it looked like you were in a restaurant.
Really? Oh no. That. Oh, thanks, Fiona. But no,
that's a snack.
That was just a snack.
Alert.
Yeah, like I say, I'm also Italian, so we were born and bred to eat. Hence now me at Slimming World. But yeah, that was my Christmas Eve kind of mini Christmas meal that I did for Mr. Fox and I. And tomorrow, my parents and his parents are coming over to my house, and I'm hosting like a proper like Christmas meal. So I've got 2 little mini joints of gammon, mashed potato, mixed vegetables, pigs in blankets.
Can I ask something? What is gammon? You keep saying gammon. What is that?
It's a type of like pork, smoked pork.
Okay,
it's a ham. It's a ham, really. So
yeah. It's a UK term. I have no clue what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Apologies. Yeah. But I'm also mixing up a little bit of Italian as well. So for starters, I'm going to be doing my signature. I'm calling them Christmas lasagna parcels, but they're basically just Steph's lasagna parcels. And so it's strips of lasagna sheets, and I put like a mixture in the middle of maybe like a little bit of mincemeat, tomato, sweet corn, wrap it up, put it in the oven for like half an hour, and it's a little mini lasagna parcel, but I'm calling them Christmas parcels. So that'll be for starters. The mains I've already gone through, and then at the end I've got like cheese and biscuits, chocolate cake, Battenbergs. So
Everybody at Steph's house.
Yeah, you should be on that TV show what's it called? Come Dine With Me.
No, thanks.
I
No.
love that show.
What show
I
is
do love that show as well.
Especially when you get two fighting and the whole dinner erupts and they're screaming at each other.
I know. That's why I would never want to be
amazing?
on it. I love watching it. I think the drama is great. Don't get me wrong. And I love it when they bitch about each other behind the backs.
Is
Like,
that-
let me all
wait a
shit
minute.
this, that, and the other. But no, I couldn't do it
Is
myself.
that a UK show? Because I've
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Yeah.
And what do you
Sue,
do? You
it's
go to
awesome.
over and eat?
They get like 4 or 5 strangers don't know each other and they have to cook. Like they have to make the bread themselves and churn the butter and stuff like that. If they go and buy the bread and butter, it's considered cheating. And they have to do a menu and everything. And then they invite all the other contestants round and they all bitch about each other's dinner party, how crap it is.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds right up my alley.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love
It's on
it.
YouTube. There's loads of clips on YouTube. I mean, some of these people think they're really good at cooking and it just
Yeah.
looks like
Right up
some
my
like a
alley.
turd served up
Oh
with
my
faces on the people.
Oh my God.
But
Okay.
no, you'd win that, Steph. You would
Oh,
win
well,
that.
thank you.
No, she wouldn't. Because you know what I would do? If I went to all 4 of your houses and we all did it together, the 5 of us, I'd sit in a room and I'd just go. If I knew that Steph was a great cook, I'd sit in a room and I'd go, bitch, follow herself, 1. That's what they do on the show, though, don't they? They go, bitch, 1.
What's it called again?
Oh my God.
It's called Come
You would
Dine
be
With
such a twat, Trev. Come on.
See, I think use 4 would give me, you wouldn't give me, I don't know, 6 out of 10. You wouldn't give anyone a 10. You wouldn't give me a 9. So I'm thinking they'll all give me a 7. So if I give those fuckers all a 1, I win.
So it's
That's a
pretty
man for you guys. That's a man for you.
Yeah.
You know, somebody
cutthroat.
somebody asked what I don't know where it went, but somebody asked what I do for Hanukkah. The kids aren't here. Oh, I have something to tell you guys. So my oldest son, like everybody knows he has autism and he's, you know, right now he's living independently. Got a girlfriend.
Oh no. How do we feel about her?
Well, if she wasn't 14 years or 13 years older than him,
Oh no.
I would feel better about it.
Ooh,
Oh.
cougar.
He's like 24, she's 36 or 37, never been married, no children. She has a master's degree.
What's
And I
the-
always think about my childhood friend, Brenda. She had a brother who never wanted children, and he married a woman 13 years older than him. And here they are 20 something years later. He's my age, and she's in her late 70s, and they're perfectly happy. And they've been married all these years. I'm like, maybe that's the case. But anyway, her family's in Maine. So he flew to Maine by himself. He managed to navigate the airport and security and the whole thing, and he's with her in Maine.
Is she Jewish too, or no?
She is not.
Wait, well, that's a reason. That's an excuse to get rid of her. Right?
She's not Jewish.
Well, she's got to go.
Oh my God. Steph's eyes are this big. Yes. She's
Yep.
I know.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. Okay. All
How
right.
did they meet? Online dating?
how did they? No, because they live in the same apartment complex. They did
Oh,
not
oh.
meet online. I don't know where that's going, but you know what? He's a legal adult. He can. Every pot has a lid. I guess he found his lid. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but okay, fine. And the other son is, we just came back from vacation, and the other son is back at college. So there's nobody here for Hanukkah. So, the nice me would make my noodle kugel and my cheese blintz casserole, and you got, my matzo ball soup. You guys have seen all my recipes. Instead, I hadn't done spit. Nothing.
Do you have it? Is it called a menorah? We have a menorah.
You know what? I have them.
It's really difficult to get the candles that are the
To
right
stay.
size.
Well, here's the thing. At the other house, I used
Oh
to
my
make
God, absolutely boring's here, I think.
who? Oh yeah.
I see people saying hi to absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. I have a at the other house we had a Hanukkah mantle, over the fireplace. I hung the stockings that said Happy Hanukkah, and I hung the blue lights and stuff. Since we've moved, I still have one closet filled with boxes, and I couldn't find any of my stuff this year. So I'm hoping next year. So no menorah this year either. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There's
Somebody's
spirit.
asking for an invite link. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't cook anything this year. I didn't do my usual stuff this year because
Was that in your green room?
is what in my green room.
Was the link thing? Who was that?
You mean that
I
noise?
think Foxy
I
was
think that might be
asking about
happening
it.
here.
That would be my husband
All right.
texting me. It's not you, it's my hubby.
Absolutely boring says hello, everyone.
Hello, absolutely boring.
Hey up, absolutely boring. How do?
Trevor,
He's one of my regulars.
somebody said, where is it? Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it.
Hi, Foxy. Are you on the Baileys?
Fuck, Lisa's got eyes like a hawk, hasn't she?
Yes.
Yes.
No, someone said that.
I told Sue I will not be drinking. I have never drank on camera, nor do I ever plan to, because my mouth can fucking has a life of its own.
But we
without
love that
drinking.
about you.
I'm not drinking.
We love that about you. Go ahead, drink. God knows I am. I'm drinking out of my Crown cup.
Oh, that's cool.
What are you drinking?
White Zinfandel.
All right, great.
Oh.
Rosé.
When I
What's
drink, I
Zinfandel?
drink Kettle One vodka and water, a short glass, with a splash of water. Short
Okay,
glass.
water.
Okay.
That's my drink.
Don't,
Trevor.
you'll end up getting drunk and kissing that shitty poster behind you. Don't do that.
No, listen. There's not enough vodka in Russia or any drug in Colombia that could get me to start making out with that poster.
Oh, absolutely boring. Just said that Blair, he was hoping that you would go down his chimney.
No, I've heard what you've said about your mother.
What?
Your private parts.
And yeah, is chimney a euphemism here, or is he actually literally meaning chimney?
I don't know. You never know with absolutely.
Oh my God.
Okay.
There's the sun. I saw him for a whole 2 seconds.
Make it 3.
I've banished him because he's not always very well behaved. Not that I am,
Oh.
but he can be a lot worse than me.
Blair, he says, please never kiss that poster.
Don't worry about it.
This one you don't want
And
to
Don't have to
Trevor,
worry
report you.
Foxy says you are looking very handsome.
Thank you, Fox. I think
He's
you're a
Trevor
beautiful
always
young
looks-
man as well.
Trevor always looks handsome with his full head of ginger hair
Yeah.
that hasn't fallen out.
Not a,
I'm gonna
Not a
say
great
at least
hair in
there is
sight.
one male ginger in the world that hasn't lost all his hair or close to.
Oh my God.
Yes, poor old Harry. He's not aging very well, is he?
Abbott, I have to. I you guys know I don't body shame, but I got to tell you, he is not aging well. I have to admit.
He looks like
you are correct.
he's awful.
I would follow Booze's assessment and say that he's the one that's now aging in banana years.
Oh yeah, rapidly in the
Touche.
sun on a 98-degree day.
He always looks so miserable and unhappy, and that
Looks filthy.
you can tell he's
and
trying to
grimy
get the
and-
baldness instead of just embracing it. Oh, Trevor. Wait a minute, where is it?
Oh, here we go.
why? Fuck's sake.
No.
Hey, I have
Don't
I
stand up.
a picture of not my little Johnny Mercer without his trousers on too that we'll be making it appear.
Do you know what
No
though?
trouser for no trouser.
Guys, though, full disclosure, like 9 times out of 10, if I'm streaming, right, or filming a video later on in the evening, I've got my pajama bottoms on. I've got a nice top on, nice jumper on, but I'll have my pajama bottoms on, you know? I'm
But at
sat
least
here
you
for a
have
little while. I
something
might as well be
on.
here in comfort.
But at
Yeah.
least you have something on.
I usually
yeah,
have
yeah.
like yoga pants on. Today I have jeans on because I'm probably going out after this. But yeah, I mean, what are these? A lot of newscasters wear jeans or are in shorts or box. I mean, that's like what people do. I mean,
No, Blair. I don't think newscasters wear boxer shorts.
well, no, I do.
I would like to think they do now.
Well,
I was
maybe not
talking to
boxers, but
Trevor.
they'll be in shorts or jeans. You know, they just have like a suit and tie, but like under that, they just have, you just can't see them. I think they all used to do that.
That's what I do.
Well,
I wear
I
a
have to tell
jacket
you-
and shirt, and I sit in boxer shorts when I'm doing all my laps.
I was talking to Trevor one time. He's in his kitchen. He's pouring coffee. He's wearing a shirt and a jacket and a tie, and he's looking all good. And he's getting ready to do his live stream. And he put the phone down. And
Oh
he
my
walked
goodness.
away from the
Guys.
phone.
No,
He's
no,
in
no.
his underwear.
Sorry, just to
I was like,
interject.
What, Steph? What?
Sorry, I've just got a message through from one of my contacts. I'm going to find out a little bit more about this and let you guys know potentially what's going on if I can. But one of my contacts has just messaged me saying, quote, I went to a Christmas party at the home of a polo playing friend. Now, this contact is completely legit. All right, completely legit.
I trust you.
Oh, God.
She said, Nacho is getting skewered in the polo community for being part of Harry's lame Netflix
Well, what did
show.
you think was going to happen?
I mean, of course we knew that. This guy Nacho, before his whole friendship with Harry got blown out, I'd never heard of the man.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, no clue. I mean, I know somebody said he was a model, and then when that he used to be a model, and then when I saw the picture of him holding the toast, you know, I love your jam, Megan, with the toast in his mouth.
Yeah,
I'm looking at his face with the teeth, and I'm thinking he was a model. Really? He could have fooled me. Blair, I saw that.
I've just heard that from my friend, and all my controls saying Harry stinks of piss. Sorry.
He does. I've heard that he smells so bad. I've heard that too.
All gingers smell the same.
Not you, Trevor.
Not you,
but
Trevor.
isn't that the rumor that which is fair enough. I actually believe in the legalization of it. That he still smokes the green stuff, and that's why there's a little bit of a stink around him because of that.
The thing is, in California where he lives, marijuana is legal.
Yes.
So he can get high all day long, but the stuff smells like a skunk.
But
Yes.
people know
It literally smells like a
people
skunk.
know that that's what that smell is, even if you don't.
So it's
but I heard
on
Harry
him.
just fucking reeks.
Yeah. When you smoke that stuff, you stink like a skunk. So if he's still smoking it, which we know he is because he admitted he was,
yeah,
you know, that he probably stinks. And I have no doubt that Nacho's getting ate up alive. I don't doubt that for 1 second.
No, I don't doubt that.
Blair?
He's a very arrogant man, I think, Nacho.
Yeah.
Very, very arrogant. Worse than Harry.
Really?
He's like an entitled, spoilt. He's like a spoilt. Wasn't his father a politician, or is a politician? Was a politician in Argentina? I believe he was, like the Socialist Party of Argentina or something. But that's for another day.
I don't know anything about Nacho other than he used to be a model. He's married to a woman who used to be a model, and they have multiple children, and he plays polo for a living.
They
and
swing.
So it's like Zoolander.
He's Argentinian, did you say?
Yeah.
That I knew.
So Harry's grandmother gave the thumbs up for the army to attack Nacho's grandfather.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Tell me about that. When did that happen?
That was the Falklands
That was during the war.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's way back. Let me-
Yeah.
I love the way you say
Wait
that.
a minute.
What? No one told me.
They didn't teach us that. We didn't get all the.
Why wasn't I in the loop of all this? Hello?
Oh my
Do you not
God.
know who I am?
don't remember them telling us.
You know, I have a serious question for you guys. Since the Polo show bombed,
Oh,
and of course, Harry and Meghan took no accountability, saying that Netflix took it out of their hands, just like they said that Netflix took the 6-part docuseries out of their hands, and just like they said Spotify failed because there was too much red tape and it was out of their hands. And I never hear accountability. Do you or do you not think that they're actually going to air that cooking show, which still does not have any trademarks, still doesn't have a name, and still doesn't have products? Anybody? Before their contract runs out.
You know, if
Anybody?
Netflix really wanted to make their money back, because they're not going to make it back on these loser shows, they should just play all the behind the scenes footage of Harry and Meghan filming all this.
Yes.
That would be a fucking winner.
Oh my
That's
God.
how
I
they
haven't
could
even
make
thought
their
of
money
that.
back. Is show all the behind the scenes of Meghan, you know, all the mistreatment of people, everything, all the behind the scenes. Netflix should put that out because they own that material. They own it. That they could make some money off of watching these two how they really are, rather than their cook. Nobody's going to watch that cooking show.
No.
no.
Do you think they're going to air it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They might
agree
have
with
to
Steph.
by contract air it.
People aren't watching it for that. Sorry, go ahead, Steph. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
please, Trevor, go on. Sorry, mate. There's a bit of an overlap. Go on, mate.
We all agree that people don't like them. People see this, they don't like them. But I think that's what makes it a success on Netflix, because there's a billion people wanting to watch them to feel, which means it's bringing the audience in. So people are watching because we like watching the bullshit. So that's why we're watching. So which means Netflix is always going to make their money back, because Netflix thought at the start, oh, no one will watch it. People hate them. But people are watching it because they hate them, in my opinion.
I didn't watch.
No, I would actually respectfully disagree, Trevor. So the only one that has had any relative success is the Hazza and Megzi mockumentary. Live to Lead bombed a couple of weeks later. You then had Heart of Invictus over a year ago that bombed and didn't make the top 10 in the UK or US Netflix charts. Polo bombed even harder than Heart of Invictus when you look at the IMDb scoring on that. And again, failed to make the top 10 in both the UK and US Netflix charts. So your logic of, well, people want to essentially hate watch, and that's where they're going to get the eyeballs and the ratings and the views in. Actually, no, that's not the case. In answer to Sue's original question, though, I do believe they will release her cooking show because it's going to have a lot of Megzi in, because part of the issue that Netflix had with Polo was that there wasn't enough Hazza in whatsoever. And the only person that anyone would know or relate to as such in that world is Hazza. The only reason why we know Nacho, for example, is because of Hazza and our coverage and our knowledge on it and research, homework, this, that, and the other. And so they will show Megzi's show in one shape or form because she's in it. And people, I think, will tune in more to that than Polo, Heart of Invictus, and Live to Lead combined, because they want to see her fail, this, that, and the other. Because
I want to see her cooking. Exactly. I want to see her cooking and gardening and getting it all wrong. It's going to be hilarious. Please.
Correct. And when you look at the polls, you know, she's still one of the least liked members of the royal family, the YouGov poll, the updated one that was released on the last couple of weeks. Now, more interesting thing that everyone's forgetting is the Meet Me at the Lake situation. Now, this was over a year ago when Netflix acquired the rights for Archwell Productions to make it into reality. But over a year later, we haven't heard anything about that. I think this is most likely to happen. Megzi's show is going to be aired no matter what, But the Meet Me at the Lake situation, that's going to be transferred from Archewell Productions to another production company and take it right out of Hazza and Meg's hands.
Because Netflix is the one that owns the rights to
Correct.
Meet Me at the Lake, right?
Netflix owns the rights.
Because originally it was it was reported that Hazza and Meg's production company bought the rights to Meet Me at the Lake. That was the original headline. Less than 24 hours later, Netflix reset that and actually said, no, we bought the rights, not Hazza and Meg's.
It was just another Harry and Meghan thing. The woman lives in Canada. She falls in love with the prince. I was just like, oh my God, how many times are we going to hear this story? It's like Omid, who signed some deal with Universal, and it's about a woman who goes to work for the royal family, and she gets the men in gray who initially hate her to love her. I'm like, you're like a one-trick pony. Like, isn't there anything else? Don't you have anything else? Anything?
Well, the dude says it's got nothing to do with Megsy in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my God. You know, I just did a video a couple days ago where I put up every tweet on that man's Twitter account is either a retweet something about Harry and Meghan, him announcing something from Harry and Meghan.
Did you just call him a man?
Huh?
Did you just call him a man?
Well, here's the thing. In my video, he said he was nervous because there was a person on YouTube that was morphing into a collie, paid $20,000 to have plastic surgery to morph into a collie. And then I put up the pictures of him throughout his plastic surgery. And I'm like, dude is morphing into Meghan Markle.
He's obsessed with Steph.
He's obsessed with her.
He's obsessed with Steph.
There's something not right with that man.
It's because he's not a man. He's my little emojis for amid babies is a high heel and that dark hole.
Oh my God. Blair.
Avid Fiona, I loved your video you did about him a couple hours ago. Was it today?
Oh, Omid, yeah. You know what I was looking up as well for Netflix. There was this guy who worked for the Duke and Duchess of Windsor as a butler. And he died years ago, but someone found his memoir. Well, not memoirs, they were like notes. And they were sold at auction somewhere like Sotheby's just this last summer. And someone wants to make a movie out of it. And boy, he got some stuff to say about the Duchess of Windsor, dictator in high heels, stuff like that. I think Netflix should go with something like that. Or as Nard Sussex says, just let the world see Megsy in full Technicolor, the way she talks to people behind the scenes.
Unedited, unabashed.
Isn't she?
No filters.
The Duchess of Windsor, wasn't it proven after they left the royal family that she was still in love with her ex-husband? She was sending him love letters and she was having affairs on him. And did you imagine being?
She didn't like Edward, I don't think.
No, she didn't. And according to this butler, no, she didn't like him.
Didn't like him.
He was a tyrant. And I mean, there was this guy and his wife who was in the kitchen. They were like eating, living, breathing with them. So I mean, it would be fascinating to see an adaptation of that. I think that Netflix thought Harry and Meghan were going to be big sellers like The Crown.
Yeah, they're paying for. They paid for them to dish dirt. They dished their dirt. The royal family choked off their supply of information. And so they've become less and less relevant. They've had less and less to say. Now, here's my next thing. Do you guys think that if the Netflix contract goes bye-bye, who was it that flew them to Jamaica on the private jet and they stayed in the hotel? Was that Paramount or Universal or who was that?
Paramount.
Paramount.
You think Paramount's going to give them a contract if the Netflix contract?
No.
Stupid if they do. I mean, somebody should get fired if they would do that.
Well, I mean, I'm like, if you can't learn from Netflix and you can't learn from Spotify, and what about Lemonada, who signed a contract with Meghan and said, we're pushing back what we're doing till next year because we don't want to interfere or get overdone with the launch of her stuff. Now, the launch of her stuff isn't going well. And I've heard that Lemonada now is up for sale.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they did a lot of funding rounds this year alone. And that's what I've heard as well, that they've not been able to get enough funding from these funding rounds and they are having to sell. The only reason why I know about Lemonada is because of the news that Megsy joined. as I presume a lot of people here and folks that are watching at home. When they lose that Netflix deal next year, and they will, that is it.
I
Netflix
think they
is
will
not going to
too.
renew it. It's done.
Trevor?
It's busted. They're not. That's it. There's not going to be any other mainstream big streaming giant that's going to pick them up. If anything, if they do get to sign something else, it'll be the equivalent of a Lemonada. It'll be some small, nondescript, unknown streaming service that picks them up. And again, it goes nowhere. I mean, this Lemonada thing doesn't make sense to me, where they turn around and says, oh, yeah, we're going to push back a podcast to next year so it doesn't interfere or mess up or mix up Megsy's launch with her brand, whatever she's going to call it, this, that, and the other. If anything, that makes zero sense. You would want to launch it all at the same time for mega brand awareness on different types of platforms. She's got her Instagram, she's got the visual, which will be Netflix, and then she's got the audio, which is Lemonada. You'd think she'd want to do a three-pronged approach for that to launch the brand to maximize the chances of success with it. Lemonada turn around and say, no, we're going to push it back. To me, nah, the podcast is never going to happen.
Well, I thought it was odd that Lemonada said, we're going to put her Archetypes podcast out to the world. And I'm thinking Spotify already did that. You're not going to do better than Spotify.
Didn't they release them on Lemonada and that nothing happened? Because
they released them on Lemonada because Lemonada said that they were going to make sure that it went everywhere in the world. And I'm thinking Spotify already did that. Like you're like a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah. So speaking of bizarre, real quick.
Okay.
Crazy, these crazy obsessed hoes. I don't know if anybody saw on my community page, Kim Kardashian. It said, hold on. Kim Kardashian is completely obsessed with Princess Diana and wants to buy anything and everything of Diana's that she can get.
What?
How bizarre is that?
Kim Kardashian?
She bought Marilyn Monroe's dress, didn't she?
She damaged the dress.
But this said she's completely obsessed with, right? So are Meghan and Harry going to sell Diana's lock of hair? Are they just Kardashian seances? It's like, what is up with these?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me say something. First of all, for whatever reason, they took Marilyn Monroe's dress out of the museum, put Kim Kardashian in it, and she walked the carpet in it, and then they showed the damage to the dress afterwards because Kim Kardashian was not the same size as Marilyn Monroe. She damaged Marilyn Monroe's iconic dress. Why somebody took it out of the freaking museum and put it on her, I can't imagine. That's my first thing.
I remember, like last year, Kim Kardashian bought Diana's
cross
thing
that Diana wore
that has jewels in it. I get it, but
it has
she literally wants to buy anything and everything that she can get her hands on.
Did anybody see this? Totally off topic. Did anybody see this video that Kim Kardashian recently put out? This Christmas thing where she's crawling around on the floor.
Oh, the Santa baby thing. Yeah, apparently it's all to believe the conspiracy theories that it's all got like hidden demonic meanings, that she's trying to put the word out of what happened at these quote Diddy parties, the freak-offs, this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of dark kind of chatter going on around that. But just quickly going back to what Duchess of Sussex was saying about Princess Diana and Kim Kardashian, I have to admit, and so what if Kim Kardashian or someone else, right, is a great collector in Princess Diana memorabilia? That's not strange at all for someone who's iconic to have someone then of wealth wanting to collect everything or anything of that iconic person. You could look at other iconic people like Freddie Mercury, the Beatles, things like that, where people can get very obsessive and want to buy anything and everything they can get their hands on that is attached to said person. Fair enough.
The only reason why I think it's weird, if it was somebody else, I wouldn't think it was so weird. But Kim Kardashian's into all that satanic witchcraft shit, and it's
allegedly.
So, like, is it like, are they going to be doing like seance things with Diana's stuff? That's why I think it's
They're
weird.
already doing.
It's
Well,
fine.
Megan, they could just go to one of Megan's seances. Remember, she's in touch with Diana. She
That's
talked.
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. And I know that they know Megan, and because Harry's friends with Corey Gamble and all that. Like, that's why I think it's weird. It's not big, yeah, there's people that collect stuff. That's not weird in itself. It's who is doing it is I find.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Kim Kardashian is collecting, Marilyn Monroe stuff as well. She just recently received a lock of hair of Marilyn Monroe's. It's just the rich and famous being able to spend a lot of money to get what they want. That is what it is. To me, I think it would be much more stranger if it was the likes of Megxie that was doing it, because of the rumors that she's turning around and saying that
I think there's a Megxie
Diana's spirit, this, that, and the other. That then for me, I'd be like,
there's a connection in there. That's why I think it's weird.
Well, these people are all connected anyway. These people are all connected.
That's why I think it's weird. If it was like Nicole Kidman wanting to buy Diana's stuff, okay.
You got
like weird Kardashian and Kris Kardashian, and all the rumors you hear about the brand management and Kris Kardashian with Doria.
That's
and Corey Gamble and Harry, and it's just too close to them is
They're
why
all together. That's right.
And she does that witchcraft seance.
Harry went skiing with Kris Jenner's boyfriend. That's true. And Doria was at the parties. That's true. But Kim Kardashian is also one of the people that made nasty comments about Princess Catherine after her cancer diagnosis, and she never apologized.
And
Trevor, go ahead, Trevor. What were you going to say?
Well, Diana and Kim Kardashian both collected. Well, they both collect partners, men, don't they? They both like that type of, They both like the dick, don't they? So let's be honest. Lady Diana and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
They're both Trumps.
All right.
They were. Everyone just puts her on a pedestal because she was, I don't know.
I don't.
But
I love
Princess
Diana.
I like Harry and Meghan for that.
She wasn't perfect. I loved her for her imperfections. I'm a diehard Diana fan, and I hate it when people say we put Diana on a pedestal. Come on, Diana fans out there. There's got to be more than me. I really hate it. She's been dead for 24 years, for God's sake.
Yeah, I think Harry and Meghan for all that.
And
like
people
if Harry
love
and
Diana.
If Harry and Meghan
Diana slagging, it's because of Harry and his bitch wife. That's why Diana's reputation has gone right down. I fucking loathe that.
I agree.
Really fucking loathe it.
I didn't know anything bad about Diana, nor probably would I have ever if Harry and Meghan and the Sugars didn't constantly talk about her.
That's true. That's true. They have tanked Diana's. I had no idea that Diana played the press behind the scenes. I didn't know a lot of things about Diana.
Hang on a minute, Sue. When did you find out that
when Harry was constantly going on and on about her?
Okay.
And when Harry started going on about her, people would come out and go, you do realize that Diana used to, call the paps and tell them where she was going to be. That Diana used to call the reporters. That Diana used to do this and Diana used to do
this
that.
is interesting that you say this, Sue, because I don't know about Trevid and Fiona, and I won't speak for them, of course, but for me, I knew that for years.
Like, we're in the United States, and this is different.
It was there. We knew that, Princess Diana had that kind of knack for media manipulation that worked very well at the time.
We didn't know that. Most Americans don't know that. We knew now, thanks to Harry.
Yeah, and Diana running trains all day.
She was very, very media savvy. She was friends with
now.
and other journalists. Yeah, she would invite journalists around Jenny Bond to have lunch at Kensington Palace. It's called having good relations, which is what Meghan and Harry criticised the rest of the royal family for doing. They call them cocktail parties. They're not, they're just being hospitable and treating them as guests. And Diana knew that if she got certain press offside, she would lose public support. She was very savvy. The complete opposite of Meghan, who's a total dickhead.
I wonder, you don't think that Kim Kardashian would be buying that stuff for Harry and Meghan for some reason, do you?
That's possible.
No. It just creeped me out. If it was Nicole Kidman buying that stuff, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But I just
No,
like
no,
who it is.
the prestige of owning something that was once owned by Princess Diana would be too much to part from for someone who is completely narcissistic and is into status and their own branding. To be able to wear something publicly that was owned by Princess Diana and own it as well would generate a lot of headlines and a lot of PR and buzz for Kim Kardashian, which is essentially catnip for her, right? You mentioned it. Yeah, I remember, what was it, a couple of weeks back, she walked out and it was all the headlines, she's wearing the Princess Diana cross. If she didn't wear that cross, it would have just been another sighting of Kim Kardashian, and that would be it.
Yeah.
She knows the link to royalty, the link specifically to Princess Diana, and having owning anything by Princess Diana and wearing it out there is going to make her more relevant and in the headlines, which is what she wants.
What,
Ladies,
Trevor?
I'm going to have to leave you forward to it. I've got something to go and get on with, but I've loved having a chat with you.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
You know too much, Steph. I have to keep an eye on you. Ladies, have a wonderful evening. I will
Bye,
continue watching.
Trevor.
Bye,
Bye.
Trevor.
Bye, Trevor.
Bye, Trevor.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, poor Trevor.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was creepy.
Listen, when I saw Jimmy Kimmel do that book, The Prince and the Penis, on live TV, I thought her reputation, he's driven Diana's reputation so far down that people would never have made fun of Diana before. They never made jokes about Diana. She was
Not
like,
America. Yeah, no, we didn't.
she was like up on a pedestal and she was untouchable. Harry comes here and suddenly everybody's taking the piss out of Diana in jokes on TV everywhere.
Yeah, and I would see so Harry never shut up about Diana. Meghan never shut up about Diana. The Sussex squad never shut up, to where I'd see Diana's picture, and I had no issues with her. I mean, whatever. But I'd see her picture or hear her name, and I'd roll my eyes and get nauseated. Yeah. But it wasn't necessarily because of her. It was because of them. But it still was nauseating to even hear about. And they're such assholes for that.
The truth is, Diana has been dead for how long now? And for some reason, Harry, I've said it before. I think I said it during my interview with HG. Harry is so mentally damaged. In his brain, he's still 12 years old. He has never matured mentally past the 12-year-old that was walking behind his mother's coffin. Everything in his life is my mother. I miss my mother.
Or do you think that's just a grift? I think he's a grift.
I don't, initially I thought it was.
I think he's a psychopath.
Initially I thought it was just a grift, but this man is mentally damaged. He is psychologically woohoo. He's not there. He's using drugs. He's using marijuana, cocaine, magic mushrooms, alcohol. I just want to be the best father I can be. Well, great. Why don't you show your kids? You said yourself that magic mushrooms wipe the windshield clean for you. Why don't you let your kids do that?
He was abusing animals when he was a little kid. Wasn't he when he was a kid? And then there you go. He's been messed up forever. It was always, Willie got the bigger room in the castle. Willie got 2 sausages and I got 1. I mean, he's always, I think William thought that he was his good brother. And the truth of the matter is he was always scheming behind William's back. That's my honest opinion.
I think he's just really stupid.
I hate him. I don't know if he's really stupid. I hate Eric.
There's something wrong with him. And the fact that I've said this before too, he will never leave Meghan because Meghan has the kids, but Meghan will get sick of him when he no longer serves her purpose.
I don't know how they're not sick of each other.
I think they already
are. They are at this point.
I think they're very sick of each other. And now that Trump is back in office, and Trump has said, once he's back in office, I know he's got bigger fish to fry, but Trump is the kind of guy that holds a grudge. And he does not like Harry. And I think
Harry's committed a lot of crimes.
Yeah, he's going to look at that he's going to look at that visa application, and if he finds that Biden gave him special treatment, which I believe Biden did, I think Harry will be deported. And I think this is my prediction. I think Meghan's going to say, sorry, Harry, I'm an American citizen. I'm staying here with the kids.
But where's she going to go? Who's going to have
She's going to stay here. She's not going to go anywhere. She's going to stay in her mansion. She's going to start divorce proceedings. She's going to get a huge settlement.
She's going to need a new sponsor, though. And who's going to want her?
The house, I have a friend who's a real estate agent. She looked at their house in Montecito. The house in Montecito is paid for. So, and it's so she doesn't have a mortgage. They don't have a mortgage.
They did have one though, right?
They did, but they don't now.
They pay that off.
I think the company paid it off. You know,
so it's interesting that you're talking about when they split up. So I've always maintained that it's going to be Megsy that's going to push that button and not Hazza. It's going to be when she feels that she can financially stand on her own 2 feet, whether she feels she can bring in the big bucks herself without having to be married to Hazza anymore, or she finds someone more wealthier than him. Either way, she's going to push the button. Now, don't mind, shameless little plug, but I mean, you soon knows what I'm about to say. But on the 30th of December, guys, if you go to patreon.com, Popcorn Planet's Patreon, my big brother Andy, we've been behind the scenes actually developing a new series called Meghan v. Harry for the last couple of years. And the 3-part series is going to be released 30th of December, this coming Monday. And we're really, really proud of it. And in it, it's a thought experiment. And we go through the scenario of what a divorce would look like between Megsy and Hazza. What would happen with the money? What would happen with the kids? How the royal family could potentially actually be involved. We go through it all. We have experts. Yours truly is on it as well, as I'm also an associate producer. I'm so proud. But yeah,
shameless plug,
you know. But yeah, 30th of December, it's being released to our Patreon members first and foremost. We are also shopping it around streamers like Netflix and Amazon Prime. So hopefully one of those will buy.
Anybody bite?
What was that, honey?
Any bites on it? The streamer?
I know that there are talks at the moment, and that's all I can say.
That's good.
But oh my goodness, Hazza and Megsy, their fuzzy little heads would explode if we actually ended up on Netflix. I hope we do.
Oh, no.
I really, really hope we do on this one.
What's it called? Meghan v. Harry?
It's called Meghan v. Harry. It'll be on Patreon. It's first for our Patreon paying members because they paid. Their Patreon money has gone towards the production of this series. So essentially, as investors, let's say, they're going to get early dibs and see it first, and hopefully then we'll be able to get it on a streamer. And so then everyone will be able to see it. I obviously have had advanced previews of seeing all 3 episodes, and oh my goodness, it's like, this is legit, guys. We've got.
I know. I saw the trailer. He sent me the trailer to look at it, and I was just like,
"Yeah,
this is going to be good. This is going to be really good."
Exciting.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. It's really good. Because I think it's production quality. I can totally see this going on Netflix, like Netflix going. What if Harry and Meghan did divorce? This would be really good.
People would watch that.
I would watch it too.
You
think Netflix is going to pick it up.
We hope so. I mean, we've got like legit guests on, we've got Lady C, we've got Angela 11, you're all commentators. We've got, some of your favorite YouTube commentators as well. We also have, some of Megsy's ex-friends that have come on as well, such as Lizzie Cundy. We also have Christopher Melcher, one of the top celebrity divorce lawyers, extremely well known. And, he's providing his expertise as well from the American side. We've got Black Belt Barrister, who provides his expertise from the UK law side of things. And so, yeah, in terms of this whole series, we've covered a lot of bases in terms of, who is adding their voice to the series so that it's pretty much well rounded out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. It's really good. So I can't wait for it to come out.
You said you've been working on it for 3 years?
A couple of years now. And it's really, really funny because I say this in the video that should be released on Monday, either on Popcorn Planet or Palace. So if you remember over a year ago now, September 2023, I went to LA. And at the time, the Sugars were going after Andy and I because we joked that we were going to do our own worldwide privacy tour at Montecito, right?
You were so bent.
Oh, it was so funny. Thanks
You
to
were
the
pretty
Sugars.
bent
I
out of
monetized
shape.
the hell. Cheers, Foxy313. Keep the sugar bucks coming. Come on, guys. So this is the thing. So we got a lot of hate, a lot of stick for joking about it, right? And I monetized a heck of a lot of their hate and threats, which was really fun.
That's an understatement. You got a little bit of hate. That's a massive understatement.
Yeah, I actually got death threats and threats of harm, and so every single week on a live stream, I just exposed them and just monetized the moronic nature of them all. So turned it against them essentially. But anywho, what they didn't realize and what no one knew until now is actually the reason why I went to LA and the reason why we then went to Montecito was to actually shoot B-roll and shoot a few interviews whilst we were over there. And you had exactly, I know you knew. And this is why we went over. It wasn't to stalk Hazza and Megs, even though we would never do that anyway, because that's illegal. Or stalk their children. We won't do it anyway because that's illegal. No. We were doing it for this series. And so now obviously the cat's out of the bag and everyone knows now the real reason why I went over. And so
remember there were other remember though there were other YouTubers that were saying that this was a hit piece on like the Markles. This was all going to be a hit piece on the Markles, and they were all being interviewed and blah blah. I don't think the Markles are in it at all.
No.
The
German one. No. It ended up being a nothing burger, really. But I suspect it was supposed to be something. But do you remember earlier on this year with that German documentary, they had to postpone the release of it because they said, oh, we've got to dot the I's and cross the T's legally. Essentially, I think it's a case of Hazza and Megsy got wind of it. There was something in there they didn't want, and they got it out, which is why it then turned into a nothing burger in the end.
The entire documentary was supposed to be about Meghan and what she was like before she met Harry, and they had all these bombshells, and all of a sudden it was, yes, I think they pulled the same stuff that they pulled with Tom Bauer and Valentine Lowe. Both of them said that they got legal letters warning them that if they published their books, that they were going to sue them, and they published their books and there was never any lawsuit because you can't sue when something is true.
Yeah.
So the books came out, they were very harsh. They were absolutely true what they had printed. And then I think they got wind of this German documentary, and I think they pulled the same thing. I think they sent them a legal letter, warned them, if you do this, we're going to sue you. But the German people folded. Instead of going forward with what they had.
Bought off.
I don't think they bought them off. I think they folded. I think they got scared, and I think they just went, we don't want a lawsuit, and they backed off. That's what I think happened.
Could be.
Sue, I think I'm going to have to dip out as well because it's quite late here.
Yes, it's been an hour, you guys. I think we're gonna.
Thank you very much.
Super fun. Steph, we have to get together still on our foreign relations.
Oh, dude, yes. And Fiona, I would love to have you on my channel as well and do a little bit of a collab.
Brave women, brave women. It's been a pleasure to be on here with everyone. See you later.
And Abbott, I've got some big stuff planned for like July 2nd or 3rd.
Okay, excellent.
Well, let's tell you guys.
Just let everybody know.
Today is the 28th, and just like I didn't post anything on Christmas, I will not be posting anything on the 1st, which is Wednesday. And I may not post anything on Thursday either, depending, because we are heading out of town for New Year's. So
Well,
we'll be
good.
working on
Well,
anything.
this was very lovely. Thanks everyone for coming. It was so nice to talk to everybody, and hope everybody had a nice Christmas and Hanukkah, and hope everybody has a good new year. 2025, I think, is going to be a good year.
I think it's going to be a great year.
I feel like the things are on like an upswing.
I think something's going to happen. I'm giving my prediction. I think something big is going to happen with Harry and Meghan. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's about to blow.
I think something big is about to blow.
They've done so much stuff to so many people and themselves and everything else that it's just the pressure. Something's gonna pop.
Well, I couldn't help but notice that that they're at their end of the year video that they do, where they talk about all the hard work they've done. 75% of the pictures were Invictus stuff. So I'm going to be very interested to see if Meghan has the gumption to show up in February at Whistler, Canada
She's not missing that.
Well, she got the kids. Kids are in school. Archie's sick.
Right.
He's got school, and she's, got to take care of the little ones because, they're little ones. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, it will be.
Do you think that she'll go to the UK?
No,
No,
never.
I don't think she's allowed.
She will not set foot in the UK unless it's in transit.
Even in Birmingham? You don't think she'll go to Birmingham so she can strut around in expensive clothing? I don't think she'd miss the chance to be the center of attention.
Birmingham is what, 2027, 2028, something like that, if I remember rightly. By then, they'll either be divorced or still going through the divorce proceedings.
You think?
They're not going to be together by then, publicly, officially at that point. Nah, no way. They'll be done.
Interesting. Well, I will say that I did hear that in California, she's not allowed to touch his inheritance. So all the money he got for inheritance is not up for grabs. And the only thing that they would have, and the money that he's got from Diana is not up for grabs. That's in a trust fund. So the only thing she'd be able to split with him is the money they made from Spotify and Netflix. And I don't think they made as much as people think they did.
Yeah, it was all probably contingent on ratings and everything.
Correct.
Well, it's not just contingent on ratings. I've heard that they didn't get the 400 mil, let's say, from Netflix reportedly, because it's not only contingent on ratings, but it's also contingent on what they produce as well.
I heard they got $1 million from Spotify.
Yeah.
20 million for his book.
Yeah.
That's 21 million. 1 million for the bench.
Mm-hmm.
That's 22 million. And then they got about 40 million from Netflix. So that's what, $62 million. Now you got to pay American taxes on that. I don't care how many dummy corporations they have. I guarantee you they paid at least 15,000 in taxes on 42 million
It depends. It depends if they actually paid taxes because of Harry's potential status, his immigration status.
Let me tell you right now, death and taxes, dude. The United States government is not
the IRS isn't letting anybody go. They don't care.
The IRS is taking their money.
Don't the US have something similar to what we used to have before it was abolished quite recently, which is non-dom status, non-domicile status? So you could live in that country, you could live in the UK and earn, but not actually pay anything because you're not actually technically classed.
No, USA doesn't have that, number one. And number two, he's already said the United States is where he lives. This is his country of residence. He's already put that on the paperwork.
Like if I would move to the UK, I got to pay UK taxes and American taxes.
And American taxes.
I'm a citizen, or I have an address. I got to
correct. So he has to pay taxes, probably UK and American. He has to pay taxes, and they need. We figured it up one day. They need like $52,000 a month for water, power, lawn, nanny, maid.
Don't forget Harry's medicine's expensive too.
His security. They need like $50,000 a month to pay their bills. They are living way above their means. And if the Netflix contract goes bye-bye, everybody's wondering how they're going to pay their bills.
I mean, the thing is that it's, I heard through the grapevine, and I'm going to look into it a little bit more, that Megxie apparently is trying to argue that she shouldn't have to pay taxes and follow Prince Hazard's suit because she's married to it. There's some potentially going on. I mean, I'll look into it. If it comes out nothing, fair enough. But
I'm
that's
just
what I
telling
heard in the
you.
grapevine.
You can
And the other
try
thing as
that
well
all she
is-
wants to.
Yeah,
She
I
can
know.
try it until she's blue in the
Yeah,
face. IRS.
The IRS,
The IRS will want its taxes, and that's it.
if the
Absolutely.
if the IRS finds out that you owe them 5 cents, this is no joke. If they find out that you owe them 5 cents, they'll spend 75 cents to send you a letter and pay somebody to type that letter up to get their 5 cents back. And that's
absolutely true.
That's a
So
true
let me tell you
story. They will
something.
pay somebody to type a letter up. They'll throw 75 cents on a thing to mail it to you and say, "We want our 5 cents."
This is true.
You're gonna
Death,
get
death and taxes. And let me tell you, when my mother
it. You're gonna
died,
get it.
my mother died how many years ago now? 7 years ago. She died on Thanksgiving morning. So it's the end of November. Like there was just like what, 6 days left till the end of the month. The government took back their Social Security payment for the month of November. And the family, me and my siblings, still had to file her tax return for November. They wanted their taxes.
They want
The
their-
woman was dead, and they made us pay taxes. And
want
they
their
took back
money.
her Social Security payment.
They want
So
their
if you get Social Security and whatever month you die in, the government takes back your last payment. Instead of prorating it, going, well, she was alive for 3/4 of the month, they took the whole thing back. They reached right into her account and took it
They'll
back.
spend $30 to get 5 cents.
Steph, it's absolutely true. The IRS are ruthless. And if they think that you owe them money,
Even
they
if
will
it's 5 cents.
Well,
Oh
they
my
need to be
God.
more ruthless when it comes to the actual charity, that's for sure. The other thing as well is that if you remember, it was over a year ago now, the French brought out an expose on Hazard and Megxie called Harry and Meghan Royal Business. And in it, they say that the maintenance cost just on Montecito Royal alone is about $2 million a year.
Correct.
That's then you've got to look on top of that security, Megxie herself, Hazard himself. And so your estimation of that they would have to pay out over $50,000 a month wouldn't actually be higher.
We just figured like general living expenses because security was $3 million a year. So then you split that into 12 months. And then when you have a 14,000 square foot house that you have to heat and cool, the pool is heated, the amount of water needed for the pool and the lawn maintenance, and you have lawn maintenance people, and you have a nanny and you have a maid and you have a cook, and you got to pay all their salaries and all this. Yeah, that's about what they need. I'm telling you now that when they lose that Netflix contract, this is what everybody's concerned about. If they lose the Netflix contract, how are they going to pay their bills? People are concerned that the second they lose that contract, they're going to go crawling back to the royal family because they're not going to have enough cash to pay their expenses. They're going to run out of cash within a year or two. They're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, if you have 62 million and you're left with 40 million after taxes, but you need, 5 million a year to pay all your bills and the clothing, I don't think she's getting the freebies anymore. And I think with everything that's why she started re-wearing a lot of her clothing, which is something she didn't do for a long time. I think the money's going to run out relatively quickly where she's spending money.
Yeah, like as far as like with the IRS and R12, Uncle Sam and the IRS might not be the quickest on you, but when they find out, they will come and beat. IRS agents carry weapons. They show up to your door with guns and they want their money. They might not get you right away, a year, 2, 3, but when they do find you, and then they never let you, and then once they figured out that you're like a tax cheat, the worst thing you can be in the United States government's eyes, worse than a murderer and everything else, is a tax cheat. That's the worst thing you can be. And then once they get a hold of you, they never let go. They're always up your arse. Like, I'd rather have the KGB and the mafia after me than the IRS, because the KGB and the mafia will at least end your life at some point. The IRS will just be on you until
the IRS will
and then
audit
they'll be on
every
your
year.
family after. They're the worst.
Every little thing you do. And even this last
show up
tax
with violence.
return, they had money from Archwell that they claimed they were going to put on the next year's tax return. And then the tax return came out and the money wasn't on there.
Yeah,
So there's like $4 million
that's been in the news. That's been in the news. IRS agents read the papers. They just might not have.
They got donations. The donations were not listed on the tax return, and Archwell came out and said that's completely normal because they got it at this time of the year, and their year runs from here to here, and it'll be on the next year's. I did a whole video on it. So the next year's tax return comes out, and that money is not there. The $4 million is still missing. It's not there. And don't forget that money given to Archwell, they can legally keep 95% of all donations. That's why I say to people, if you want to give to a charity, give it directly to the charity. You don't need to give it to them. All they do is send it to these digital, things for research. Gives a crap. Give it to somebody who's hungry. Give it to animal shelter. Don't give it to them. But they can start taking 95% of the money that legally they can. And also, I was told that with our Invictus, somebody did the Freedom of Information Act, let's not forget. And they pulled the paperwork from Invictus Germany and found that Harry and Meghan took 23% of the donations for security, clothing, hotel. And Invictus said, oh, well, people said that's where they wanted the money to go. Are you telling me that people donated money to Invictus and said, I'm going to give you this money, but I want it to go for Meghan Markle's designer outfits? Because I don't believe that for a second. That's why Germany now has splintered off. That money should have gone to the veterans, not to two multimillionaires. And so they're getting appearance fees for being at Invictus. They're getting their free flights. They're getting the free clothing. They're getting, all of this. And this is all from donations, which is why they've had, I believe, another video, they've lost over 2,800 wounded soldiers have decided they're not competing anymore. They're just not going. I mean, the number of people competing is dropping. The number of sponsors is dropping.
The guy quit.
Yeah, they lost. A couple of people called into question the way the money was being spent. They lost their jobs. How dare you question Harry and Meghan taking money? Canada gave a $30 million grant or whatever to Invictus, and they still don't have enough. There's a shortfall. Harry made friends with that guy in the UK, and he's the one who got them into Birmingham, which just declared or is about
to. My little Johnny Mercer is the one who pulled that shady deal. More on that.
What was his name?
Little Johnny Mercer.
Johnny Mercer. and Birmingham is going bankrupt. They're closing the libraries. They're not picking up trash. Like, the town is in a mess, but they're going to host Invictus because Johnny Mercer set it up. Like,
don't even get me started on that.
Don't even get me started
on that later. Johnny Mercer. Well, no one can ever replace or get as my number one like Harry, but Johnny Mercer's a close second as to I can't stand that dude. He's so corrupt.
Yes.
I can't.
There's a lot of corruption. It's funny. It's like people will start out wanting to do good, and then they get into the money, and then it just all goes to hell. But when you do your checkup, Steph, and you confirm that Nacho is being given a hard time for being in the Netflix docuseries, I would love to hear more about it.
I'm going to go ahead and
I've got some more information, actually. So, I'm going to dig into it a little bit more.
Before we break, go ahead.
No. I'm going to dig into it a little bit more, see what else I can figure out. And, I
mean, when it came out and it was like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Polo, sweaty men. Look at the champagne. They're pulling up in $300,000 cars, but they said they did it to make it more relatable. It's completely unrelatable. Yeah, the storyline, the woman's pregnant and her husband is leaving twice a week to fly off in his private helicopter to go play polo. Why would I be the least bit interested in watching? Not to mention the abuse of the animals.
Oh, tell me about it. I mean, I did a live stream watching it all from start to finish. And at the end, I was like, kill me now. I was just dying of boredom.
I also watched it. It was so boring.
Oh, it was boring as hell. And I mean, the one person I remember out of all of it, I don't even know his real name. Like, I couldn't give a toss. But I nicknamed him the Polo Hulk. Because every
The
time
Polo
he lost,
what?
and he lost every single time, he would lose his shit
The
on
Polo
an
what?
inanimate object
The
and
Polo
just
Ho.
whack the
Yeah,
fuck out of it with his bolo mallet. Like there was a water cooler or whatever you want to call it, right? One of those cooler things where you put beers in and whatnot. And he lost another game and he just went to town on that thing. And so, yeah, that was like the most entertaining part out of it all. Polo Hulk losing his shit every single time he lost. But it also brought up this element of that they're spoiled, that they feel like they're entitled, and that there's no actual sportsmanship in the game of polo when you have players like that, owners as well, because that one was an owner, reacting like that when they lost. And then it's like, his partner, Polo Hulk's partner's pregnant, right? And he should have been there for that sonogram or whatever you want to call it, seeing the baby for the first time on the picture this sat me over. Oh, sorry, love, I can't be here because I'm practicing for polo right now. Dude can get on a helicopter, fly over, see the baby on the monitor, and then fly freaking back. Like, priorities, dude. But it was, yeah, all over the place, boring as hell. No wonder there were reports coming out leading up to it saying that the Netflix bosses were just not happy with it whatsoever.
Well, I thought it was interesting that they said that it would have done better if they showed more Harry. I don't think it would have done better even if they had shown more Harry. I got to be honest. I just thought it kind of sucked.
No, because the problem with polo, and this is what I said right at the beginning when it was announced, is that the only reason I know about polo is because of the royal family and Hazard and Prince William. Okay. I don't know how polo is played. I don't know the main players. I know
but they told you all of that. They showed you how to play.
Tell me about it. I still
a clothing line.
Still didn't care, right? I know about the animal abuse when it comes to polo, you know, with what Prince Hazard did to Drizzle back in the day and all that lot. That's absolutely horrific. The only reason why I know about Nacho, again, is because of the Hazard link. But that's it. So when you're releasing a series on an obscure elitist sport that the mainstream public really don't have much of an idea about.
When people can't buy groceries or put gas in their car.
There you go. Then it's not going to resonate and people are not going to tune in because they have no connection to it whatsoever. It's so far removed from us and us normies, right? That of course Apollo was going to bomb harder than Heart of Invictus, and it did. It did. The proof's in the pudding.
I love the way
she
she
should
said
have
that
made
we're
something
normies.
that was going to be much more accessible and much more relatable to the wider audience, the majority of the public, and he did.
How are they going to do that when they were supposed to be doing content that uplifts and teaches?
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth of the matter is they were given a contract to dish dirt, and after their information line got choked off and they had no more dirt to dish, Harry went to polo and she's trying to tell people she's some sort of a chef. But the fact that they keep calling it American Riviera Orchard, but her trademark, the logo has been denied, the name has been denied. Another company has stepped up now and has put a complaint saying, no, that's too close to our name.
Yeah.
She's going to have to go back to the drawing board and start again. It's not going to come out anytime soon. Her Instagram account numbers are going backwards. And interestingly enough, a couple of people I know told me they tried to unsubscribe off and they can't. Like they can't get off of her Instagram account. It's the weirdest thing. They're on some sort of mailing list, but nothing's, coming out. And the truth of the matter is, she only released that because she was trying to overshadow William at the Diana Award. She literally released it as he was walking up to the podium. But she not only overshadowed William, she also overshadowed Harry, who was so freaking rude. He made the winners, he was out skiing. He made the winners wait 3 hours and then meet up at midnight in some boardroom so he could talk to them, which just goes to show how crazy he is. But I'm just saying, the whole thing was just no good. Whole thing. I'm waiting to see what happens when they lose their contract. They absolutely are going to lose this contract. I heard that Netflix was hoping that when they release the cooking show that they were going to help her flog her wares, but they're not going to be able to flog her wares if she hasn't got a trademark and a logo and products. She wants people to believe that she cooked that strawberry stuff in her kitchen. She didn't have a certificate of cleanliness, which you have to have before you can make stuff in your kitchen. She made strawberry jam, which was out of season. She hasn't got enough strawberries on her property for 50 jars. There was no label showing what was in it. So how do you know you're not allergic to something in it?
I think she was sourcing them from.
She was
trying to
absolutely
source things from
sourcing
like
them.
South America.
She was absolutely sourcing them, and then throwing
Like
a label on
California,
it.
like South America.
And even the label was crooked. And she sent it in this bowl. She's got a thing about lemons. I don't know, the lemon dress and the lemons.
Kris Kardashian has a thing about lemons.
And lemonada. She's got a thing about lemons. There's something wrong with her.
I get from Kris Kardashian.
There's something going on with her. But anyway, so I think that they're going to show this cooking show? No. I know you're saying yes. I'm saying I don't think they're going to. I think they're just going to throw up their hands and go, you know what? You did it, but you did it with our money. That belongs to us. And it's never going to see the light of day. That's what I think. I know you think they're going to show it. I think they're not. I think
they're going to show it and then do it as a tax write-off, like a lot of studios do. They've probably done a tax write-off when it comes to Polo, Heart of Invictus, Live to Lead as well. A lot of studios do it. Streaming services will follow suit and probably do the same thing. And so, yeah, I think they will. And in all honesty, I can see the Megsy series doing relatively well because there will be that curiosity factor, first and foremost, for people to see her in the kitchen, gardening, friendship, all this lot. But also, as well, as we were saying earlier on, when it comes to Megsy, she is universally disliked when you look at all the polls that are coming out. And a lot of people would just want to hate watch and see her fail and just want to criticize her. Some just to criticize her for the sake of doing it. Others like us that will do it legitimately. We'll just criticize when it's appropriate kind of situation, So I can see this series doing relatively well. Not as well as, let's say, the Hazard and Megsy mockumentary. A lot of people, I think, will look out for any potential digs that she may make towards the royal family or UK or Britain and try and read into potentially anything of that. Whether she actually does that or not is another thing. But yeah, I think for Netflix,
they'll probably stream it because they've already invested. I mean, they've already have their sunk costs. It's not going to cost any money for somebody to put it up on Netflix.
They've got no to lose at this point.
No.
Well, they've been giving them $2 to $3 million a year for production costs to pay to get this stuff done. And in case you guys forgot, in the Netflix docuseries, she says the reason we're doing this is so that people can see the real me, because I don't think people really know who I am. And
I don't think she knows who she is.
Yeah, well, and this gives an insight into it and blah, blah, blah. I think it's the same thing with the cooking show. I think they gave her a couple million to produce it. I think she's in the kitchen. She's not even in her own kitchen. I think it's going to be cheesy. I think it's going to be.
No, it's going to be cheesy.
There was some talk that she's going to have some famous friends show up. So maybe Serena Williams will walk in and go, "Oh, hi, honey, you're making lunch? What are we cooking today?" I mean, it's just like with Lemonada. I heard that at Lemonada, she was going to be bringing on Serena Williams, Mariah Carey, people she already had on archetypes, because she can't get anybody else. And I know you guys have noticed this, but I'm just going to say, in case you haven't noticed it or just saying it, it's always the same people: Serena Williams, Harry, Meghan Markle, Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Gayle King. Every time something's going on, and Beyonce, it's always the same group. Tyler Perry got put up for an award that Meghan Markle was on the board, and so was Oprah, and so was Ted Sarandos, and they
And
were
Prince
all
Harry as well.
there.
Harry was on the same board.
Huh?
Harry was on the same board as well.
Yeah,
But it's
but he had to go
interesting
to
how
New York.
Harry didn't attend that award
Because he was in
show,
New
but
York.
Megsy did, right? But the other thing as well to kind of look at is, if we look at the bigger picture here, it does look like Oprah is slowly but steadily moving away from Megsy. Megsy wasn't invited to the big shindig that she threw for Gayle King the last couple of days.
Well, they're saying
You've
that
then
they're
got
doing
Venus
that.
Williams, who seems to also be kind of moving away from Megsy as well. Ellen DeGeneres has already moved away from Megsy from
To
what
the
we
UK.
can tell. Exactly, literally to the UK, right? And so you've got all these people that once was in the thick of it with Megsy, but now they're moving away because they're now starting to realize that any association with Megsy is actually negative on them and toxic on them. Tyler Perry's another one. When he was asked about Megsy soon after or during the Paley Awards, right? All the articles came out. It was a cold response from Tyler Perry.
Sorry.
Every other time that he's spoken about Megsy, it's been warm. He's been open about it, this, that, and the other. This time he completely shut down. And when you look at the pictures with them at the Paley Awards, it wasn't the same. Interestingly enough, when he was on stage accepting the award, you had everyone on there, but Megsy wasn't on there.
But she wasn't up there, but I saw everybody else was up there.
Yeah, he wasn't up there. And the other thing as well is that I can't remember who it was, but I credited them in my video that I did about this. When Megsy was pictured at the table with Tyler Perry, again, it was someone else, and I credited them. They showed it on Twitter that it wasn't actually her seat that she was sat at. Correct. It was all made out that she was at the table with Tyler Perry, sat next to him, this, that, and the other. But you looked at the name, the nameplate that was there, and all this lot, and it didn't have her name on it. And so it looks like Tyler Perry didn't even want her at his table.
Would you?
Godfather to Lilibet,
either.
this, that, and the other. Yeah, they're all starting to move away from him.
I mean, here's my thought. And I'm not saying this to be mean, she looked that night like she had bathed in a ton of baby oil. She looked greasy. Like somebody had rubbed baby oil all over her. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. It's one thing to moisturize. It's another thing to dip yourself up to your neck in baby oil. I don't get that. But no.
Do you think she did P. Diddy a favor?
I know. There he is.
Got a few of his bottles of baby oil just to take it off his hands.
You know what? So Ellen DeGeneres, I heard she moved away because of the P. Diddy thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the scuttlebutt. And I heard that they're not inviting Meghan to, like you said, to Gayle King's party, because then she takes it over everywhere she is, because this is no different than when Ellen and Portia had their renewal of vows, and all anybody was talking about was the fact that Meghan and Harry were there and put up pictures of them that were leaked. Well,
it's the same thing that happened only the last couple of weeks when she went to the baby shower.
All right, wait, not to set you up. I'm gonna get off because I gotta go run.
You're going out.
I am gonna go out. My friends have been like, I always tell them no, and I have to go. I don't want to
have a fabulous time. I forgot what it's like to be out and about.
No, well,
past 10 o'clock at night.
Like I don't like to go have drinks, because one drink I get hungover. I do. And I pay for it the next day, but I gotta go.
So are you going to have a drink?
Yeah, I'll have a drink.
I'm calling you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Bye, Sue. Bye, Steph.
Bye.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, hon. Bye.
Bye.
And then, Steph, there was just two.
Oh, hello.
I know. Well, we've been going an hour and 38 minutes, so we're going to need to wrap it up anyway. But let's see what happens. Like I said, I have a feeling that 2025 is going to be interesting, to say the least. I'll be interested to see what happens.
Well, in a couple of weeks' time, there's going to be another court battle with Hazard versus another newspaper, the News Group newspapers owned by Rupert Murdoch. It's been alleged that he's going to be on the stand for 4 days. David Sherborne, his barrister, was like, oh, he's absolutely fine to go on the stand, but he'll only need to be on it for 1.5 days. I'm like, well, if it's going to be all right to be on the stand and he relishes the opportunity to be on the stand, which was his words apparently, then he should relish to be on the stand for as long as he wants. 4 days. Fine. Dude, I predict this is going to be another bloodbath of Hazza being on the stand, just like the Mirror Group newspaper last year, where he turns around and he's like, yeah, you could have only got this information from our committee. And they were like, no, actually, another newspaper reported on it like a week ago, and that's where we got the information from, you dumbass. Oh,
How about when he said
they got it from him?
How about when he said you hacked my cell phone and come to find out he didn't have a cell phone at that time? Or he said, or it was Chelsea had changed her relationship status on Facebook. I mean, the guy is like totally paranoid. We did learn, of course, that Chelsea was the love of his life, and he lost out on Chelsea because of all of this stuff, is what he's claiming. So, and also his appeal for security, which
April.
He's going to lose that. And now we know why he's pushing so hard for an arrest in New York. And if nobody's arrested, he's going to put in a complaint because he needs that to bolster his case in April.
But it's also, I've sent this information over to Black Belt Barrister. He may do a video on it, he may not. But it'll be interesting if he does to see his perspective on it, because you've got the September 2023 letter and the December 2023 letter that are completely similar, apart from the end bits, which is the September one saying there's insufficient evidence to arrest someone. Then all of a sudden in December, there's sufficient evidence to arrest someone. Now, we know that he submitted the December letter to bolster his case for the UK security situation, but not the first one. And so I went to Black Belt Barrister, my mate, and I'm like, dude, could Hazza be done for misleading the court or, you know, withholding evidence, this, that, and the other? I mean, we know that he allegedly has a track record of doing that, you know, with the various messages on Signal between him and his ghostwriter with Spare, J.R. Ring, I believe his name is, and, you know, all these drafts that the judge in that case has turned around and says, you now need to get them and get them quick.
The fact that he taped it? He had his phone up. He was taping the whole time. And then he demanded that that Backgrid release the pictures and the video, and Backgrid told him to go jump. This is the United States. You don't order anybody around. If he's got that information on his phone, why doesn't he release it?
Well, this is the thing. Wasn't it the case that the police or some form of authority actually asked him for a copy of what he had filmed and he refused?
Correct.
It's like, I mean,
correct.
Come on.
And the video that one came from, I put them in my videos that I put up. One is from a German TV station, the black SUV blocking the road in New York. That is illegal without a permit number. And the reason the police were involved was because the SUV was blocking the road. When the SUV finally went, the police went one way and they went the other.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
I've seen that footage.
Why did they take them out of a blacked out SUV and stick them in a cab and go around the block in the cab and then go back to the police station and get back in the black SUV? They were only going 2 blocks to where they were staying.
The other thing as well is that they literally, at that event, that Miss Foundation Awards, they walked out of the front door where all the paparazzi were.
Correct, because she had to have her moment. That's
exactly. Why. But if they're so up on security, right, so scared of a Princess Diana paparazzi chase moment, this, that, and the other, right, and so concerned, they would have gone out the side door quietly, like everyone else did, right?
Mm-hmm.
This again, it's all BS from Hazza and Megzi. It's to try and win this case so that they can then try and get that IPP status back. And this
was all about the IPP status because the security is draining them $3 to $4 million a year. Yeah. If he gets his IPP status, then he gets free security in the United States from Secret Service. So,
however,
Homeland Security.
I see it going a different way now that Trump's coming into power.
So do I.
Because this is the thing now. If in some kind of cockamamie way he wins this case and gets the UK funded security, absolute, right? Because he already has it, but he wants it whenever and not having to apply this, that, and the other. Okay. If he wins that and he gets his IPP status, right, I believe Trump will take immediate action and deport him to ensure that not one tax dollar is wasted on that mofo for security costs.
I want you to know something. When we heard about Homeland Security, when that guy from Homeland Security, when they were at the World Trade Towers, the 911 memorial, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, I'm with Homeland Security." There were 3 or 4 different email addresses you could write to them, and I wrote to every single one of the departments and said, "I want to know if U.S. taxpayers are paying for their security." Never got a response. None of the offices responded, which told me everything I needed to know, that the U.S. taxpayers were funding security, and they were doing that because he came over on his diplomatic visa.
Yeah.
So he came over on the diplomatic visa. They were giving him Homeland Security protection. After a year, he applied for some other kind of visa, and that's when he was able to take the job with Better Up.
Correct.
And then he started making money. But I do believe he came over on the diplomatic visa, which was inappropriate because he's not representing the UK and he was not working for the king. So he should not have been allowed in on a diplomatic visa. And the whole, but I think, so the whole thing from beginning to end, I think they just felt like it was the middle of COVID. Things were bad. He already had a diplomatic visa. So I think he was like, let's just get over there. He came in. They let him in. He had a diplomatic visa in his hand. She's an American citizen, and they let him in. You have a certain amount of time to apply for another visa. And I think it was like about 9 months later, Trump was out of office. Biden was in at that point, that he applied for the visa. And of course, he was given preferential treatment and allowed to stay.
Yeah.
So that's what I think happened. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on.
2025 is definitely going to be a big year.
2025 is going to be our good year for
a
videos.
lot of Hazard and Megabit news. So make sure you definitely subscribed here to Sue Smith's channel, because she's all over it, guys. All over it.
And so Steph, you gotta subscribe to Steph's channel also.
Oh my goodness. Well, love, it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning for me. So I'm going to have to go to bed and remind myself that sleep exists. But thank you so much for inviting me on. This has been so much fun. You've got to do these more often.
I know. I think I did a total of 6 lives this year.
Oh, you got to do more.
Like, I don't do them. I just do my videos. I don't do lives. But yeah, I think people have said I should start doing lives. And so I think I'm going to start doing more lives.
Get it done, love. Get it
I'll
done.
do it.
But make sure on your way out, you subscribe to Sue. Throw us some sugar bucks her way as a little bit of a Merry Christmas, New Year, Happy New Year's situation, if you can spare a few. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, girlfriend. Okay, you guys, for those of you who have hung out this whole time, and there are a lot of you, I'm glad you were able to stay and hang out with us. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Yes, I am going to start doing some more lives. And like I said, I may not do a video on New Year's Day or the day after. I may take a little bit of a break for the New Year. So stay safe. And my next video will be out on Monday. Have a fabulous and safe weekend.